everyone. Welcome to the lineup. I'm Rick Goff, and tonight we have a special guest joining us, former Major League Baseball player for the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, Michael Coleman. Mike, thanks for being here, man. I really appreciate the time.
Absolutely, Rick. Thanks. Been a while since we talked.
What about this Shohei Ohtani contract, record $700 million? Michael, can you wrap your head around that?
We have been joking all off season. Obviously, Mookie Train's here and Benintendi's here. And it was just a running joke. He's at least getting 500. He's getting more than Trout just because of what he brings to the table. And I think Trout was 426. So in my mind, it was already set that he's getting 500 at least. And that's a new record. When that came out, I was like, oh my God. Oh, well, just give him $1 billion. Just make it a cool $1 billion and we're good.
You use round figures, right?
Just go ahead. And how they came up with that, because once he comes back after this year and he's pitching again, he's not by far, he's special. He's special. And
what, 700 million special?
I never thought nobody was worth 300 million. I tell Mookie that. I just didn't think, but the game has changed. That's between basketball and baseball. It is insane, the contracts that are out there.
Hey, what would this guy make in today's market?
Oh my God. He'd be up there.
Yeah.
He would be absolutely up there. If we could go back in time and put contracts on those guys just to see what it would be in modern times right now, that would be insane.
Oh man, you're stealing my thunder because that's going to be my next question to you. Is okay. Here's a question for you. You played for the Yankees, you played for the Red Sox. Does money, this type of money, does it affect the other players? Is there jealousy involved? Is there things that maybe some of his teammates will be like, screw that. He makes 700 million. I ain't doing this.
100%.
Yeah, there we go.
100%. And animosity comes with it. It's almost like the fans, especially the fans that are not Dodger fans. It could be San Francisco. They could be Padres. Anybody that hate the Dodgers, you want Mookie. You want them to fail. That's even more stuff you can use against them in the stands and on social media. That's just part of the game. That comes with it. You make fun of it. You make light of it. But as a player, when you're struggling and you're hearing them boos in these other stadiums, you feel it. You don't just see it, you absolutely feel it. And they're throwing them 700 million signs up, and you just went 0 for 4 with 4 punch outs. Hell yeah, you feel it. Absolutely,
come on,
you
let's
do.
Go.
Absolutely. But that's part of it, though.
Who was and listen, I don't know the answer. I didn't look it up or anything, but I'm sure maybe you don't know either. But who was the high dollar guys in your time? Who were they?
Pedro Martinez. Oh God. Who's in these teams? Roger Clemens, Yankees. Andy Pettit. Did half the Yankees team.
Okay, so what were those guys making compared to what these contracts are nowadays? I mean, it's peanuts.
Oh, don't let me lead off Jeter and A-Rod. They started this mess, and it's just continued to just absolutely balloon. Now we look at
A-Rod
150.
Sure. A-Rod for sure.
Yeah,
right.
You look at a guy
deal,
getting
right?
150 million now. It's like, okay, yeah, all right. But now it's like you're expecting 300-400. That's just what it is. Like Blake Snell, 2 years, 60 million. Oh, it's chump change, peanuts. Right. You're talking about 60 million. That's a lot of doggone money.
That's a lot of money. But like you said, a lot of people look at, oh, he got 60 million. Oh, he's not that good. He's just an average pitcher. Blake Snell.
Cy Young.
That's crazy.
Well, it ain't gonna change. It's just gonna keep doing what it's doing because there's no cap.
Well, let's get into a topic that might be a little bit more sensitive. We talked about the gentleman over my shoulder here, what he would make in today's game. He is being kept out of the Hall of Fame for what he did as a manager, not as a player, but what he did as a manager. Right. And we talked about the 700 million for Ohtani, and I got to ask you, and I know it's probably not an easy question, but Ohtani now has been linked to gambling. And so what does this do to him, the Angels? What does this do to, the Dodgers? I mean, what does this do to Pete? How does this all play out?
This has all, if you're being politically correct, it's supposed to all tie in together based on what happened to Pete back in the day. As far as I'm concerned, on numbers alone, he should be in the Hall of Fame, period. But also, I'll use that and I'll use the steroid era because I was playing during that time. And I got to see a lot of stuff go down in Yankee Stadium and that I would have never in a million years thought would have came back up. Stuff that I saw, trainers, syringes, everything. And for it to come back up, my wildest dream, it happened with the Clemens, all that stuff. This has just got me like, you're feeling for Pete right now because this story, come on, it was the Angels' problem. Now it's the Dodgers' problem because this just didn't happen. This happened a while back while he was still in Anaheim.
Anaheim, yeah.
So you already know the first person I called, and because you're right there with him. What's going on? And he was just like, man, it didn't happen here. It happened in Anaheim, which I knew that story. But it just doesn't add up. It's like, would me or you give access to your accounts, period, an interpreter? Just that subject. No, you wouldn't. Now, are you helping a longtime friend? They've been friends for a long time.
Long time.
Your friends in debt. You're talking about a $100 million guy just in endorsements alone. The guy's worth a lot of money. That's why he could afford to backdate his contract like he did. He's not worried about that money. He's got plenty of money just from endorsements alone.
Agreed.
Now, it's one thing helping your buddy out for a couple $100,000. Hell, let's say $1 million. Almost $5 million. Something.
They don't add up.
Benefit of the doubt. Because let's just say if he is found, as you already know, it's something out there that ain't come out yet. Whether it's social media, where it's text messages, it's a track record of something somewhere that has not come out yet. Let's just say if it did come out. Let's just say the guy that is the face of baseball, which he is the face. And I think that's the big reason why it's been. But if you're going to do that, you got to bring up the other subject. You can't have this conversation without bringing up Pete. This ain't fair to Pete.
It's not. Well, two reasons why I don't think it's fair to Pete now. Major League Baseball has endorsed. I mean, you see it everywhere. DraftKings, FanDuel.
100%.
Major League Baseball. I don't want to just single out Major League Baseball. NBA has done it as well. NFL has done it as well. They've embraced these gambling sites, right? So my thing is, if you want to keep Pete Rose, the manager, out of the Hall of Fame, I'm with you. I back
by
you
all means. Yep.
I'm all for it. But Pete Rose, the player, needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
But Rick, I don't think a lot of people even know that he wasn't playing. He was a manager.
Right. That's why I'm saying.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe I'm just taking for granted that it's
my generation. I don't think they know that. They've heard it so much, and it's like, yeah, you bet on this team, and that's the end of the conversation.
Yeah, you might be right.
And that it's went on for how many years now, and it's there. I've always said he belongs in the Hall of Fame. There ain't nobody else getting 4,000 hits. Ain't happening again.
No,
the dude is absolutely special, and what he brought to the game was insane. And he played like that every single day.
Every day. And,
I mean, Charlie Hustle.
You know, I saw a little Instagram clip with him a couple of days ago, and I thought it was kind of funny because the guy he was with asked him about the Ohtani thing, and Pete said, you know what? All I needed to do was hire an interpreter, and I would have been off. I'd be off scot-free right now.
I saw it. Absolutely. And is he right?
I had to chuckle. I mean, I had to chuckle.
Oh, they've got some funny memes out there right now. But to his defense, I mean, hell, he's got a point.
Yeah. And you talked about the smoking gun, the damage, right? But for me, I think it already came out, Michael. They've got the wire transfers from his account to the guy. To me, that's a smoking gun. And
that gun is going to be smoking. You're dealing with the face. And you're talking about NFL, MLB, basketball. They're going to do what they got to do to protect theirs. And
to me, and I don't know how you feel about this, but to me, Ohtani threw his interpreter under the bus.
100%. 100%. Somebody had to be the fall guy.
And not only did he run him over, Michael, he threw the damn bus in reverse and backed up over him again.
Backed up again. You didn't. Surely he didn't think this was going to die down after even the whole little conversation he had, and Ohtani speaks decent English. This wasn't going to die down, and it's not going to die down. It's been on early this morning. It's been on. I mean, it's not going to stop until somebody get definite answers, and we're all waiting. I want to see it because it affects some other people.
Oh, I'm sure it does. All right, just real quick yes, no answer. Excuse me, quick yes or no answer. Do you think Ohtani is kicked out of baseball for this? Just your opinion.
No.
Yeah. I
now put that same question on somebody else. Say if it was a no name or somebody up and coming. This wouldn't go like this.
And again, I got to go back to the money, right? Not only is Ohtani making money, but Ohtani is making Major League Baseball millions
on top of millions on top of millions. That's a lot of money for him to go away. He ain't going away. He ain't going nowhere. Hey, I guess if you're going to sweep something under the rug, I mean, we want to see baseball. We're ready for the games to start. They're ready to see Ohtani in the Dodger blue. And I mean, obviously, I love baseball. I was up at 5 a.m. watching the Korea game, so I'm all in. But this ain't going away, and it's people out there, as far as Manfred is concerned, that can't stand Manfred. You got players that can't stand Manfred, and ready for him to be done, and for the next regime to take over for the players' union and whatnot. This has been an uncomfortable thing for some years now with the players. This just like a.
But don't you think that's common though? You're talking about Manfred.
Oh, yeah. Sure
the previous commissioners, the guys.
It's always been something. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, to me that's kind of a nothing thing, because whoever comes in after Manfred, guess what?
It's going to be something else. Yeah.
What we have, Michael, is we have this whole deal. Like we said, no matter who is going to be in charge, the players are going to have a problem wherever the commissioner is. It happens in football. It happens in basketball. Yep. It happens, all the time. But his job is there. He's there to make the league money, right? He's there to
100%, just like Goodell. Yeah.
And if Ohtani goes away, that's definitely going to cost the league money. So they're in New York.
An absurd amount of money.
My guess is they're in New York right now trying to figure out how do we mold this to fit a narrative that we want.
Oh, it's about to be molded.
For sure. Yeah,
in some shape, form, or fashion. He's playing. It's not going to go down like that. The fall guy is the fall guy. Are they still going to be friends? Absolutely. But as far as the public is concerned, he's the guy that they're making it seem like he stole $4 or $5 million. I don't think that guy stole $4 or $5 million. It just, we as players, just as human beings, there's certain things you don't do. Like, neither of us are going to give each other their accounts to go do. I don't care how much we trust each other. It's just certain things you're not going to do. And it didn't make any sense from the beginning. My whole thing it was just my opinion. It was Ohtani. He's the gambler. What he bet on is his business, because it ain't illegal unless you're gambling on your team, that type of thing. Right. So, but when you're dealing with people with that kind of money, look at Mayweather. This dude gambles nonstop. I don't think he's bet. Yeah, he was one of the ones that was in the headlines years ago and getting in trouble behind it. But he was the face. What happened to him? Came a Hall of Famer.
Baseball for a couple of years,
right? and we got past that. So nothing's going to happen to Ohtani. It's fine. I mean, did he go out here and commit mass murder? No, he did not. He gambled. Well, he said, she said. I guess we're going to find out here soon.
And that's the whole thing. At the end of the day, another quick, short yes or no answer. Do you think we'll ever know the full story?
I think they know it. If we find out about it, it's going to be a leak somewhere.
And it's going to be chaos if we find out about it.
100%. Because it's going to be leaked if it comes out. But they're going to mask this. They do what they do. They're protecting their interest.
How much do you think Ohtani's interpreter is getting for letting the bus roll
over?
Oh,
shit. He ain't got to work again the rest of his life. He can go interpret in Japan, wherever he wants to go.
You know what?
I hate it because, you still want to be there, being around the guys, and that's just a whole nother thing in itself. And I got to take the fall for this. Well, me personally, if I'm taking the fall, Oh, I'm going to be well compensated because he's the guy that can he can blow the whistle.
Right, right. He's the one that knows everything. Let's face it.
Yes.
He
So,
is the only one. Him and Ohtani. They're the
so
only two
whether
that know
it's
everything.
Ohtani or MLB or them both, somebody's compensating him.
And listen, I got to be honest, brother.
Blank
If
check.
if I'm getting that bus rolled over me and I'm getting paid,
Oh,
hey,
I'm
hey,
going to disappear to an island somewhere. You won't see me for a while.
hey, I'm gonna lay
100% if
down.
I'm taking this. Yes, if I'm taking
Right?
this heat, I think, but fans and just human beings in general got enough common sense to know this don't add up.
Yeah. Okay.
And if it
Now,
wasn't Ohtani, we wouldn't be talking about this like this.
no, it'd be page 3 news, not page 1.
One
You're right.
hundred percent.
Yeah. If Michael Coleman was accused of gambling and betting on sports, it
Hey,
would. Right. Right.
exactly,
No AAA, no
exactly.
AA.
No, none of that.
No.
But I get it. But come on, it's gonna die down like everything else.
Well, let's talk about the repercussions from all of this, right? So back in your time when you were playing, you guys, and when I say you guys, I'm talking about players in your day, Michael. You guys were able to do things that nobody was made aware about because social media wasn't around then.
Wasn't
If you
around.
guys, if you guys took a road trip to LA or you took a road trip to Houston and did something stupid, it was
You would
probably
never
kept
know it.
internal. It was internal. You dealt with it privately and you moved on. That's not the case today. It is out there
No.
for the world and the
Even
public to see.
even even with the police department, that type of thing, because I've been around to know and see that you could easily pay somebody off to keep this from escalating
Sure,
even further. Now,
sure.
oh no, they can't wait to let it go.
No, there's more money to be made by going
Yes,
public. The
yes.
gotcha moment, right? Hey, I gotcha. But my
It's
point to
always
that,
about the money.
my point to that, Michael, is how I'm leading up to all of this is how does what is going on with Ohtani, how does that trickle down into the youth game? And I'm not saying we're
Well,
betting on youth.
but look what we're dealing with now with college NIL.
Okay, that's a fair point. And I was kind of getting to that through a back door with the youth
Right,
and the fact that these kids now they see what's going on with NIL in college. They see what's going on with Ohtani and gambling and everything else. And it's being made public on social media and
right.
accessible by these kids. Let's say this happened back in your time and it was in the newspaper. How many 10-year-olds do you think back then read a newspaper? They didn't.
Zero,
They
zero.
didn't
They don't
care
put their
about it.
phones down now.
And now they're like, wow,
Snapchat, Instagram, they're not really on Facebook. It's more Instagram and some of the other little things that they have. But it would, God, I can only imagine if we had social media. Can you imagine if social media was where it is now in the steroid era?
yeah, yeah.
And I
That's
was around Canseco my younger years in spring training. And I can remember him, Mike Gallego, and all them walking in the complex. I was a rookie and seeing all those dudes, I'm in awe because he was built like a freaking Mack truck walking in with them little bitty shorts on, half shirts on, freaking boxing boots on, and go out there and hit a ball 500 feet and he's gone. But I would have never in a million years thought that he would have, when he dropped that book, that changed everything. I mean, you broke the brotherhood.
right. Right. And I think that's the way a lot of those players saw it is his brotherhood's been broken. But now, with the way social media is, the brotherhood, it almost don't even exist because
It don't
it's
exist.
everybody's
Don't
business
exist.
is out there for everyone.
I equate it sometimes to the mafia. You're only quiet until you get caught and you got to face time. And they got a RICO on you. And it's you doing what you got to do for your family.
My daughter has a business. She lives in Miami now, and she deals with a few pro athletes when they come into Miami, and she just has a service, getting their hair cut, getting them dinner
Right.
reservations.
Like a
She does all of
concierge
that.
type thing.
Similar to a concierge type thing, yes.
Yeah.
And she's been fortunate enough to be in the presence of some well-known athletes. And I'm not going to mention any names on here
Right.
because I want to protect them.
Right.
But they have strict rules, like when they go to a party or do something like that, cell
Oh
phones
yeah.
have to be left at the door, checked into the door.
100%. Almost
And
like going to certain concerts where you can't take in cell phones.
the same
Yeah.
type of deal, but somehow, I don't know how, somehow it still gets out.
Still gets out.
It still gets out. You know,
It's all about that dollar.
the old adage is if you want to keep us, how does this go? If there's three people that know the truth about something and you want to keep a secret, two of them better be dead.
100%.
You know, because
Because when
that's
somebody comes offering money, it's just a matter of time.
it's just a matter of
I don't
time.
care who you are, especially if
But
they can be kept confidential and you never find out. Why wouldn't you?
but getting back to the youth aspect in this with Ohtani, you know, my concern and my worry is these kids, and I'm not talking about 9, 10-year-old kids, but
Right.
I'm talking about what they grow up to be, right? If they see all this gambling going on as they get older, my concern is they view gambling as more of a commonplace, and we
Right.
all know
It's not
that
common.
gambling is not common. It's an addiction. It's a very,
Yes.
very serious addiction. It can lead to
Yes.
serious
I've known
consequences.
people that have went through some things and lost their house, and it's crazy because it never stops until you go get help for it.
So now you have millions and millions of kids that are being exposed to the Ohtani gambling story, and you know, kind of see where that plays out down the line. You know, with these kids, you know, I would really like to have seen Ohtani make a statement about gambling being bad and not that's something that shouldn't be
That's what I was
done.
wanting to hear, because you could have put a simple message out to the youth and kids that this is not, it's not condoned, that type of message. But it was more so, let me say, you think that wasn't rehearsed?
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, man. We're not stupid. And being that your English is kind of not where it like ours is, you're trying to make sure you step gingerly on that line and answer right within it. And I get it. I get it. Hey, they got to protect their investment.